પછી તો બીજી છે રાસ આજે થયો ને ચાલો એ સમયથી મુક્તિ છે સમયથી મુક્તિ એને કહેવાય નાખવું પડે અને બધું હાજર થાય એ સમયથી મુક્ત દશા હોય તો જ એમ બને ને આપણે સમયથી મુક્ત જ છીએ મુક્તિનો સ્વાદ ચાખીએ બરોબરનો ખરું જ નહીં દીકરી દીકરો ખરા બધા ખરા બધું ખરું જે આપણી દુનિયા હોય તે બરોબર ને પણ આપણે આપણા ભગવાન પંખો ગરમી લાગે છે નયા ને એટલે જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ બેહવું ભારે મુશ્કેલીથી પડે એવું મુશ્કેલી એટલે આપણે જોઈ કે એ થઈ જવું બસ આજુબાજુ જોઈ લેવું પડે બધાને એટલો ભાવ આવી ગયો છે કે ભગવાન ભગવાન મૂકી દઈએ બધી બાજુ એટલે બીજું દેખાય જ નહીં કંઈ નહીં બધા ઘરમાં આવું છે શું એનું નામ છે તરુબેન ક્યાં ગયા વોટ્સ યોર નેમ એની okay in our young days we saw one film show business in that there was an Annie she wanted to be number one in the circus as a show business in shooting the balloons Annie get your gun
Annie Oakley
right oh awan betul jai Sachidanand jai Sachidanand ક્યારે આવે તું
ગઈકાલે સાંજે આવ્યો છે
સાંજે જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ આવો ચાલો બેન કે સમજીને જીવવાનું સમજી લેવાનું બસ આ વાત છે સમજી ગઈ ને હજુ આપણે પપ્પા મમ્મી બધાને આપણી પ્રાર્થના પહોંચાડી શકીએ જ છીએ શુદ્ધાત્મા બધે પહોંચે સમજાય છે કરજે એટલું ઓકે આગા નથી ગયા કંઈ તાર જોડે જ છે આપણી તો ત્યાર પછી સાહેબ બસ ચાલો હાય પ્રભુ જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ રિસાઇટ જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ you know the meaning of it
Eternal bliss. Eternal bliss.
Eternal bliss, right? That's true. Eternal bliss, be victorious, eternal bliss, right? That's good. Huh?
I read your book.
I know. Good, good. Dad and mom gave you? Who gave you? Oh, sorry, man. Your parents are here? Your parents?
No.
Where?
Florida.
Florida? આટલા મોટા કેવી રીતે ગ્રો થઈ જવાય ધીમંત કેમ મને
શું સાહેબ?
આ ગ્રો થઈ ગયો આટલો મોટો
તમારી દયાથી.
એ વાત પણ બીજા નાના હોય તો પછી આવે
તમારી કૃપા વગર કંઈ થાય છે?
જબરો છે આ તમે બહુ હાથ ફેર્યો છે એના લાગે છે
એના ગ્રાન્ડફાધરના સંસ્કારો બહુ દાદા.
ગ્રાન્ડફાધર ખંભાત ને
ધ્રાંગધ્રા.
ધંગધરા અરે તો બહુ મજાનું હેમચંદ્રાચાર્યજીનું.
હા,
અરે વાહ હેમચંદ્રાચાર્યજીનું ધંગધરા બર્થ પ્લેસ ને
ધંધુકા.
ધંધુકા
એ ધંધુકા
હા એ ધંધુકા હા આ તો ધંગધરા કે છે
પણ ગામથી સંત
ધંગધરા તો આપણે ત્યાં આગળ
અને
વડવાની એ બાજુ ને ધંગધરા
એના ફાધર એલજી એન્જિનિયરિંગ કોલેજમાં પ્રોફેસર તરીકે.
શું નામ
બીજે દવે.
બીજી દવે ઈયર્સ
82.
બહુ પાછળથી છે અચ્છા ઓકે એટલે અમારા વખતે નથી પછી આવ્યા છે અમે તો
ત્યારે તો પ્રિન્સિપલ હતા. પહેલા છે તો ત્યાં ઘણા વખત.
કેટલા વખતથી ઓરિજિનલ 54 53
74 થી
ના એટલે હું 54 55માં હતો ને ત્યાં એટલે કહું છું 54માં
ત્યારે એલી કોલેજમાં હતા.
હા એની મોરબીમાં હા રાઈટ છે રાઈટ ઓહ શું કૃષ્ણબેન કઈ ગયા સમાધિમાં છે ને બેસી જાઓ છો હું ફોટો પાડી લઈશું જો સમાધિમાં બેસશો તો આવ્યા છે વાતો કરવા બરોબરની નહીં ઘરે જયંતભાઈ જતા રહે બહાર પછી આખો દાડો શું કરો તમે ઘરમાં સમાધિમાં બેસી રહો મજામાં છોકરાઓ બધા બધા ચાલો રમેશભાઈના શું સમાચાર ત્યાં વડોદરા અરે ત્યાં છે ને ઇન્ડિયા હવે તો કામકાજ સારું કર્યું કંઈક વર્ક કામ જોઈએ ને બેસી રહેવું એના કરતાં સારું કર્યું ગમ્યું મને સારું છે
રમેશ કાકા આવ્યા હતા હમણાં અમેરિકા
હા
અને ચુમકુ પર ફોન આવ્યો તો મેં ગયા હતા મળવા એક દિવસ માટે આવ્યા
હા
તો નિશ્ચયની વાત થતી હતી અમે લોકો નિશ્ચય મજબૂત જોઈએ એમ.
નિશ્ચય
મજબૂત જોઈએ
સોરી એની હા વિલ ટોક ઇન ઇંગ્લિશ લેટર
નિશ્ચય બહુ મજબૂત જોઈએ જ્ઞાનમાં. તો રમેશ કાકાની જરા તબિયત નથી સારી સુતા હતા એટલે કે છે નિશ્ચય કેવો જોઈએ ખબર છે ઘોડાઘાટ જેવો જોઈએ
એમાં રમેશભાઈ
આમ સુતા હતા બેઠા થઈને બોલે હા ઘોડાઘાટ જેવો
સારું
જોઈએ
બધું પાવરફુલ છે
દાદાજી
ચતુર કાકા જેવો સ્ટ્રોંગ અને આ મમ્મી જેવો સોફ્ટ છે બે જણા અમે પહેલે જ જોતા જ ઓળખી ગયેલા કારણ કે મારે તો બધાનું ઓળખાણ ને બધાનું ઓળખાણ
સ્વામિનારાયણના જે ફોટા હોય છે ને એમાં આમ કરીને હોય છે એ શું બતાવે?
શું જોવું છે એમાં હવે એ બધું એવું શાયરીમાં જોવાની તો કંઈ જરૂર નહીં મળે
એમાં તો પછી રહેવા દો કે બીજો એક સવાલ.
એ દાદા એ તમને વગર આગરી કરેલી જ છે ને આપણા માટે શું શૂટ કરતા શીખ શું કહ્યું
શૂટ કરતા શીખો.
લર્ન ટુ શૂટ બટ વિધાઉટ કિલિંગ નો કિલિંગ નો ઇન્જરી ઇઝ ઇટ પોસિબલ
If you shoot blanks,
No, even then, there is a different thing. It means shooting our own blunders and mistakes. That is great shooting. Right? It should come into vision. And the moment they come in vision, your vision will be well directed on it, focused. And acceptance of it as your own mistakes, and then open. That means you opened out. You need not open out for anybody, because anybody in these days are not that simple. It's difficult. So to open out also is difficult in these days, before anybody. So it is best to open out before one's own self, right? Within. That is mistakes, that's all. Shoot. આપણે આપણી તો લઈ લો ને પતી ગયો, બીજું ક્યાં શોધવા જઈએ. એમને તો બહુ એટલે એમને પોઈન્ટ કરે છે, આખું સત મૂક્યું છે તમારામાં, તમે એવું ને એવું કહે છે, મૂક્યું છે, પોઇન્ટિંગ ફિંગર છે. પણ હવે આ બધા પ્રગટના માર્ગમાં રાખવી પડે ને, તે એ ફોટો છેક સુધી ઓરિજિનલ ફોટો છે એનો, ચિત્રપટ. તો આવું કંઈક સાઇન જોઈએ. અને વિતરાગોના માર્ગમાં સાઇન ના હોય કોઈ જાતની, એ સાઇન વગરનો માર્ગ છે, સાઇન વગરનો, directionless, fully positioned, not needing any directions at all. Center does not need any directions. If you are out of center, you need all the directions. Oh. Right? Because if one becomes aware that, oh, where I have gone and searching my home, then he sits down and thinks, oh, I have to go this way, let me go back, then correct way. So from the parents are waiting for the kid, where is the kid, where is the kid, where is the kid? Okay. लेकिन kid थोड़ा mischievous था, तो निकल गया, gone far away. And the kid returns. So parents are scolding. So kid is a wise kid at the same time. Mischievous kids are very innovative, very innovative, right? And kids are also generally. Why do you scold me? You see, I have returned. Why do you get bothered? After all, anyone who has got lost and returns has not got lost at all. Why do you bother? Right? That is the principle. એટલે આપણે કહેવત છે ને, સવારનો ખોવાયેલો હજે પાછો આવે તો ખોવાયેલો નથી કહેવાતો. રાતના ખોવાયેલાને સવાર પડે તો સવાર પડેલું કોમન ના લાગે એને, એવું સાહેબ કહે છે. સમજાવો.
એટલે રાત 10 મોડેલા જે હોય,
10 મોડેલા એક ટેકનિકલ વર્ડ છે.
ઓ રાત કો
10 મોડેલા એટલે શું કે દિશા મૂડ થયેલા, એટલે આખો શબ્દ આમ થઈ ગયેલો.
રાતના 10 મોડેલા દિવસે ઠેકાણે આવે, પણ દાડાના 10 મોડેલા શી રીતે આવે? એક જ્ઞાની પુરુષ મળે દાદા ભગવાન તો ઠેકાણું પડે. દાડાના 10 મોડેલા
અજવાળામાં 10 મોડેલા હતા નાગા તો પાછા આવી ગયા. રાતે તમને હવાર પડી તે હવાર પડી ના પડ્યા જેવી હોય, એટલે પછી મસ્તી ના જાય. दिवन चलो बात करो, जल्दी निकालो बात सब. सोमनी બહુ લઈને આવ્યો છે આ છોકરો.
દાદા, બુદ્ધિના આશય, ભાવ અને ચિંતન, આ ત્રણમાં ફરક શું છે?
ભાવ એ બુદ્ધિના આશયનું એ બે સંલગ્નપણું છે. એટલે બુદ્ધિનો આશય એટલે આશયમાં પ્રોજેક્શન જે હોય, પ્રોજેક્ટેડ સ્ટેટ, પ્રોજેક્શન એટલે વન બીઈંગ ટુ બી વિધિન ઇન એ પ્રોજેક્ટેડ સ્ટેટ. યુ ફોલો? in the absence of knowledge about one's own self. You follow? That is asha, intent. And that is the basic word, intent. In any pursuit of achievement of any goal that is set, intent is the base, or no? So, in this transitory life that is going on and on and on, but in this rise and fall game, as the evolvement of the intent is taking place based on the belief, based
On the belief.
So that belief gets developed and intents become more clearer. On the side which would be intentful to get release from, never to be intentful in a rather temporary way. It should be permanent. And that intent is the last intent, after which there is no intent. Do you follow? And that is only for liberation, freedom, what else? And that to perpetual. That is intent. Buddhi no ashai. એટલે anybody in the process of development, acquiring right deeds resulting into punya, and that stock that is getting carried forward, you see, is the stock earned in a gaining way. Do you understand? Or borrowing way, you can say. So what is borrowed is understood as gain, one's own earning. No, ignorance है ना? तो जो gain हुए that is punya, and one may feel that it is of my own, yet since it is borrowed, it results in getting paid out. And for letting that to get paid out, there cannot be any agency other than ourselves. Unless someone is ready to take hawala on our behalf. Hawala, you don't know? You know. But what is the English word for that?
Possession. Possession.
Hawala, I say. Transfer. Somebody is willing, oh, I take your liabilities, hand over to me. Then it's okay. Then we can, right? Can anybody take over our liabilities, what are of our own and of our own creation within, that are bothersome, making us unhappy? Can anybody else? Nobody can take that, no? But God can take. God.
Why?
Why?
Why would he do that?
But everybody is saying God. God need not take, no? If God is the taker, well, as per His wish, God will take away happiness also. What to do then? How can we feel secure? Can we? If it is given to God for our happiness to be taken away by God, then He can as well take our happiness also. Then where is the security? So God cannot be like that. God cannot be to make us insecure. Can He be? Any. આપણા જાડેજા સાહેબ છે, બહુ જૂના મહાત્મા છે, ઘણા જૂના. દાદાને એ પહેલાં દાદા આવ્યા તારના મળ્યા નહીં, ફર્સ્ટ જાડેજા સાહેબ. વસંતભાઈ શું કરો છો મેનેજમેન્ટમાં? ઓકે ઓકે. હા, આજે તો ફૂલ ડે છે ને. કરો કરો. ના કશું નહીં, સર્વિસ એ જ કામ. હું ભાગ્યશાળી છું, બહુ ભાગ્યશાળી છું. ખરા છે ને. એટલે બુદ્ધિ ભાવ ત્યાં કહ્યું ને, એ ભાવ તો પ્રોજેક્શન છે, અને પ્રોજેક્શન એ તેનો અમુક જાતનો સ્ટોક હોય એવું જે પ્રોજેક્શન થાય, જ્યાં સુધી ઇગ્નોરન્સ હોય ત્યાં સુધી. ભાવ એટલે જેવો ભાવ હોય તેવું. એ ભાવ કયો ભાવ? તો કે વિભાવ. વિભાવ વી સાથી કયો કે એ ભાવ પોતાના સંબંધીના સાચા એક્ઝિસ્ટન્સ સંબંધીનો નથી, કે હું કોણ છું, સાચે સાચું કોણ છું. સમજ્યું? એટલે એ તો ચાલ્યું જ આવ્યું છે, એમાં ચાલે. એટલે એ ભાવ પ્રમાણે પછી આ બુદ્ધિનો આશય છે, એમાં લાઈફ જે લીવ આઉટ થઈ જાય છે, એમાં બુદ્ધિનો આશય વપરાય છે. ભાવ તો થઈ ગયો આગળ, પણ એમાંથી જમા થઈ ગયું આખું પુણ્ય અને પાપ 2 ફોર્સમાં, આખું 2 એકાઉન્ટમાં જમા થઈ ગયેલું, ક્રેડિટ ડેબિટ. અને યુ ટેક બર્થ ફોર દેટ ક્રેડિટ ડેબિટ બધું થઈ જવા માટે. અને એ થાય એમાં જે ક્રેડિટનો ભાગ છે તે યુઝેબલ થાય. તે યુઝ કેવી રીતે થાય કે બુદ્ધિ જોડે છે ને, દેટ ઇઝ એ એ બુદ્ધિથી એ ક્રેડિટ વપરાયા કરે. ક્રેડિટ બુદ્ધિથી, એટલે એના પરથી બુદ્ધિનો પ્રકાર આપણે સમજાય. આપણે કેવી રીતે ક્રેડિટ વાપરીએ છીએ એના પરથી બુદ્ધિનો પ્રકાર સમજાય. સાહેબ બરોબર છે?
બરાબર છે
ઠાકોરજી બરોબર છે. બુદ્ધિનો આકાર. લોકો બુદ્ધિ કરે છે પણ પોતાની બુદ્ધિનું એનાલિસિસ કરે તો કામ લાગે કે નહીં ભરતભાઈ? પણ બુદ્ધિ જોડે એટલા એકાકાર છે ને તેવો વખત જ નથી મળતો કામ. મહાત્મા તો એવા પુંસારી બધા જુઓ ને, બુદ્ધિ બાજુએ મૂકી દીધી.
You can explain this part about the buddhi that you just said.
Pardon?
The last part that you just said about the buddhi.
Buddhi is of one own earning, right? On credit side. You see? So the credit is the real earning, and for that credit to be utilized as an asset. You see? So in that way, that asset is intellect, and that intellect, by intellect use, that credit asset is getting used out. That is buddhi. Buddhi is there. Do you follow? But that asset is subject to duality. Subject to duality. Therefore, out of which 2 forces, credit and debit, so long as credit is at interplay and in ascendancy, you see, then such circumstances gather together and buddhi goes on getting utilized in that way, utilizing credit. But then it reaches climax, then like that, and then like that fall. You see? And then debit account starts. So when debit account starts, even though one may intellectually try to get oneself as free as possible from the debit effects, but one cannot. So at that stage, buddhi cannot help, and one feels that, oh, I was so intelligent and yet this happens, I can't do anything. One may feel that way.
Yes.
तो ही अगर जो अपने को ऐसा समझ में महसूस करे कि खरेखर ये बुद्धि तो कभी दिवाला भी निकालती है, ऐसा समझ में महसूस में आया तो वो प्रोग्रेस कर सकेगा. Then he can understand the facet of intellect in its real sense, right? और अगर उसको सही ढंग से थोड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग डोज देना है मेडिसिन का तो बुद्धू भी बना सकती है. तो क्या बुद्धू बना सकती है? कनीश?
हाँ, बना देती. ब्लॉकेट.
ब्लॉकेट, राइट. ऐसी है बुद्धि. गलत नहीं, लेकिन ये टाइम एडवर्स टाइम्स है एवरीवेयर. ऑल अराउंड व्हाट यू सी इज नेगेटिविटी.
So what you're saying is buddhi will function according to
Punya.
your account.
Yes,
what it
yes.
is.
Punya, buddhi relates to punya part.
It's like what I said, vinash kale viparit buddhi.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically
Exactly.
according to the time.
Exactly. That accountability.
So how do you know like what is the right use of intellect? I mean, the basic thing is at a certain point then you have to know.
No, right use of intellect is only when you have intellect of that type, which is called balanced intellect. And that will be functioning as a common sense. Do you understand? And the common sense is not side taking this way or that way. No, it is balanced. Situations may be this way or that way, but that common sense within will make one take decisions in such a way that balance will be struck. It does not mean that knowledge, no. But it is helpful in getting knowledge. So development goes on like that, and that is the best credit for one to be fit to receive knowledge from the one who is live knower, as knower of all the knowns in the universe, right? And from such a knower only you can get your knowledge. K-N-O-W, know, L-D-D-G-E, L-D-E-D, knowledge. So knowledge applied to intellect is always understood to have the intellect as sharp as possible, right? Very sharp. So that even if it cuts somebody, one would not realize that sharpness. And one who
અશોક જાડેજા છે નાસાના સાયન્ટિસ્ટ છે.
અચ્છા 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 એમ કે
2 વર્ષમાં આપણે મળેલા હેલે
મળ્યા હતા, મને ખબર છે. એમના સાના
Yeah.
અને એમના વાઈફ એની બંને જ્ઞાન લેવાના. એની હાથે વાત કરી હતી મહિના ઉપર.
શ્યોર.
Yeah.
આ બે જણ માટે મારે
હે
ઇંગ્લિશમાં વિધિ રાખવી પડશે.
એ ગુજરાતી શીખે છે.
Somewhat, little will do. So English Gujarati mix will do.
અશોક આગળ
Okay. Come.
તમારા સાયન્ટિસ્ટો કાઢવાનો છે. આ તો બસ જાણી બેઠેલા.
સાથે બેસવું તો અહીં આવી જા. You are શું એજ્યુકેશન કર્યું?
Electrical engineer, masters.
Masters and now
Now NASA scientist.
scientist working there and Papa also working there.
Yeah. Papa Hansel Macha.
Huh?
Hansel Macha.
क्या?
Papa, right? Hansel Macha.
Huntsville. He is still working?
No.
Retired? Mummy?
I'm retired.
What do you mean by retirement?
No job, I guess.
So, in its real sense, what the word retirement should mean?
No time, lot of time and lot of money, I guess.
Oh, that's
Bless to God.
That's right. A lot of free time and money, basically. But the inner state of being, inner state, physically, does not allow us to feel happy in spite of having time and money. Can it happen?
No.
Inner state, I say, physical state.
It can happen if you're close to God, I guess. Mentality-wise.
If you,
Mentality-wise, close to God, a lot of chanting.
that is true. That is true. But I mean inner state in the sense of wandering consciousness, agitative mind, intellect, mischiefs, and all that. What?
Determined can be happening.
So for that, to find ways and escapes, you utilize that time and money. That's it. So real word of retirement is different. Retirement does not mean retirement for activity that are physical. You see? Retirement means retirement from inner state of being. You see? As a state which is not subject to any of the disturbances, physical, within or without. That is the state. Everybody wants that. And everybody understands that this is the true happiness. And that is how it is. So, unless one is free, how can one call himself retired? Freedom is the basic thing. Retirement means freedom from bondage. You see? Bondage. So body is free, we can live freely, we are independent, oh anything I can do as I wish and all that, so many things as I wish. But things happen otherwise, then one is disturbed. And that always happens, no? And for that they blame to whom? God. Proposition is his and disposition is God's. What does it mean? God is the easiest approach for anybody to throw everything on him what one does not like or what is against what one's desire. No, easiest approach. And only for that, no happinesses are attributed to God. That are mine. Is it so?
No happiness is attributed to God?
You don't give to God. It is your God given. That is mine. I am happy. But what is not unhappiness and undesirable things, that is not mine. It's something, God has disposed. This is the fun of life. And life just passes away. Valueless life, no? Valueless or valuable?
Valuable.
How much? What do you think? How much? You say?
How much? Priceless.
Huh?
Priceless.
Priceless? Cannot be put? No price tag? Sure? So it cannot be barcoded? વાહ કેવું પડે ચલો વાત કરો આવે ચલો જલ્દી તો બીજું શું ભાવ બુદ્ધિનો આશય
ભાવ અને ચિંતન એ ત્રણમાં ફરક
ચિંતવન
એ ત્રણમાં ફરક પૂછતા હતા
ચિંતવન જુદી વસ્તુ છે ચિંતવન થિંકિંગને કહે છે થિંકિંગ મીન્સ ચિંતવન you see and thinking means when I am the thinker, in that case it is a sided aspect as a thinker, as of owner of thoughts, of his own thought thinking process and thought process on its own. You see? But Chintavan means when in certain moments you feel that things go otherwise in spite of the efforts, and there you start to go other direction and try to think in a way that there has to be something different, and you go other direction which is away from side taking. Do you understand? It is called positive. that side you go, then it enters the field of Chintavan and Manan also. Chintavan and Manan. Do you understand? So, Chintavan and Manan relates to the positivity part of thinking process in anybody. And that development is a good development.
ચિંતવન દાદાજી તમે કહો છો એ
But it is not જ્ઞાન.
મનથી થાય છે કે બુદ્ધિથી થાય છે?
એ બધું મનન કહે છે ને આપણે મનન. હવે મનન જે પ્રોસેસ છે ને ઇટ ઇઝ વેરી સટલ, વેરી સટલ. મનન પ્રોસેસ એ બીજો કશો નથી પરંતુ મેન્ટલ ફિઝિકલ એક્ટિવિટી એ મનન પ્રોસેસ છે અને એ આખો ફિઝિકલ છે. શું કહ્યું? પણ ઇઝ સો સટલ that even today scientists cannot reach it. Look, you see, it's physical. And Chintavan, that physical process going towards the intellect side, there becomes Chintavan. So, to associate it. But it is intellect side. That is called Chintavan. Difference between the two. So, Chintavan relates to intellect, Manan relates to mind. Mind and intellect are different. You see? Intellect, what we understand as brain. And there we understand grey matter, and furrows and deep and all. Like that. એ બધું જોડે બધું હોય છે. ચિત્ત એટલે ઇન્ટેલેક્ટ છે. Chit is a different thing. Chit means consciousness, and that is a wandering state. That is neither spiritual nor material, but on the side of matter. It's a phase, a flow, but material flow, so long as your consciousness is not established as your true real self. You follow? Do you understand any? You get it? Okay. You follow? Chintavan સમજાયું તને? ચાલ બીજું પૂછ. He has brought many questions. He's come from New Jersey, New York rather. New York, no? We should not degrade you. New York is more high status than New Jersey, no? New Jersey people, what do you say? New York is New Yorker.
કઈ રીતે જોઈએ છે એની પર?
એ તો ન્યુયોર્ક ને પૂછો. ન્યુયોર્કર ને. અરે ગ્રેટ. ભલે આવે. ઓ રાવ સાહેબ ઇઝ કમિંગ ટુડે. ચાલ આજે જ્ઞાન પણ રખાયું છે. ચાલો લેટ અસ સી. જલ્દી રાખશું આપણે. ડોક્ટર રાવ ઇઝ કમિંગ. શું બોલો?
સ્વભાવ અને ટેવો એ બે વચ્ચેનો શું ડિફરન્સ છે?
સ્વભાવ અને ટેવો in English it means સ્વભાવ means habits. And no, ટેવો means habits and સ્વભાવ means second nature of the habit. Second nature, you understand? Second nature always plays its part. It is not when we desire not, but it just plays. So habits becoming second nature is સ્વભાવ. You see?
ટેવ પહેલાનું સ્ટેજ છે, પછી સ્વભાવમાં પરિણમે.
ના, ટેવ પહેલું છે અને પછી સ્વભાવ આવે. એટલે ટેવ intense and sticky. So that sticky part is second nature. Sticky part of the habit. Habits by themselves are not bothersome, not at all. None of the physical habit is bothersome, no. But the stickiness part after that is very, very bothersome. Yes. It is like water in the coconut. You see? Water in a coconut. Do you follow? If coconut is...
હરિઓમ ડોક્ટર રાવ.
બોલો કોણ
આવી રહ્યા છે?
કોણ?
હરિઓમ છે.
હેલો.
હરિઓમ.
अरे हरिओम जी, आप मेरा भी आपको नमस्कार. आप भी आते हैं? It will be very good. Very good. जरूर. Oh, very good, very good. और सरस्वती बेन आने. All right. Okay, okay. भारतीय है. भारतीय. Okay, okay. Okay. All right, all right. You are about to start? Okay. Yeah, bye. જય સચિદાનંદ.
3 જણા આવે છે.
કંઈ વાંધો નહીં. એટલે કેટલો ટાઈમ લાગે અહીંયા આવતા?
5
સિટી?
કોલંબસ.
કોલંબસથી. ના એ નહીં, અહીંનું કોલંબસ. સાઉથ કેરોલિના. બસ ચડતી એક બે દોઢ વાગે આવશે. જમ્યા પછી એટલે બરોબર થઈ ગયું. જમશે ને આરામ કરશે ને 4 વાગે બેસી જઈશું. હા 7 વાગે તો ફ્રી થશે. વેરી ગુડ. ચાલો તો બોલો.
કોકોનટનું કહેતા હતા.
So coconut, if it is the coconut is a healthy coconut, the water there is sweet, nice to taste and everything. The coconut by itself does not know that taste, but we taste it. And we give credit or discredit to the coconut. Do we? Right? But coconut by itself is non-opining. So now itself is non-opining. But we do opine. Oh, it's not good coconut, this is not, yes, good. Sahib, is it so?
Yes, it's so.
Which is more compassionate? Who is more compassionate? Coconut or we?
Coconut.
And that teaches a lesson?
It does teach a lesson. Yes.
Is it of distance? Gives full service. Full service. Coconut tree. So the water in coconut that is there is habit ને બીજો કયો શબ્દ મૂક્યો તમે? સ્વભાવ. That is stickiness part. So because of the water, kernel of the coconut is attached to the shell. Is it not so? So as water goes on getting dried out, the kernel remains onto it as kernel, habitual kernel, habit with kernel qualities. Gets they loosened out little. Water and kernel, habit kernel, whole kernel is separated inside. And is separate, and when you can when you break, whole thing comes out. If water is there, if you break, and according to the quality of water and the stickiness part of it to the kernel will be stuck to the shell. And if it is stucking is too much, then you take hardly you have to take out. If it is less, then you cut it and just you do and it comes out. These are our experiences, no?
Right.
Sometimes the kernel's skin is so stuck to the shell that even you take, the skin gets stuck there. Sometimes it does happen, sir. કારણ કે શેષ પ્રસાદ ખાધો તો ને જાણીએ ને આપણે પેલા હાથે મળે શું કરીએ આવે આપણે ખાવું તો ચોટેલું નહીં જાય ત્યાં બનેલું ને એવું અને તો પાછું આમ એમ કરીને ખાઈ તો છાણું રહી જાય તો કોઈ ઘણા કે કોઈ વાગે તો કહીએ પાછું આવું છે સાહેબ યુ ફોલો નો એ સ્ટીકી પાર્ટ છે એવો સ્ટીકી પાર્ટ છે આપણો સ્ટીકી પાર્ટ that plays very, you see, in myriads way it is playing the sticky part in various ways, at mind level, intellect level, body consciousness level and body ego level, basically within basically and whatever that play of the stickiness part is within, at that level, gets physically displayed through the gross body through 5 senses. Plus, additionally, 6th function of tongue ને આમ બેબલિંગ કે શું what is it called? ઇંગ્લિશમાં શું કે નહીં એવું નહીં બબ કરે બળબડ કરે છે બેબલિંગ of the tongue. Even if you do not desire, it just babbles and words come out. It happens.
All the time.
So you also tell him, leave it now. Right? Everybody does. That is common experience for human beings. Huh? In creatures and birds and everywhere, that is natural experience. It's natural, very natural. There also corals, everything are there. But last, they are not sticky. They are so natural. Coral there naturally. Because karmic forces are everywhere, the same nature. It is no. So habit, ટેવના સ્વભાવ સમજ્યો તું? So the extent to which that સ્વભાવ, stickiness gets milder and milder and phases out, then habits are not blockade. 2, your absoluteness for it to get opened out, your state, Shuddhatma, in its absoluteness, no runs here. So the extent to which you see and know your own inner subtle activities as activities of actions done in the past by you as doer of the actions, to that extent your knowing, seeing and knowing power opens out within you, and the stickiness part goes on getting open. That is how it happens within. And you yourself know your thoughts as thoughts, and you as the knower of the thoughts. Mind in all its phases gradually goes on getting known as the known aspect, and you as the knower. And that is how the knowing aspect of your perpetuality that opens out gradually, decrease. Do you समझाइए ना? No. But unless you see, you cannot know. Unless you visualize, you cannot know. You understand? You see? So vision and knowledge has this relation. You follow? Vision and knowledge. Vision is the divine Mary Mother to the knowledge. You follow? Virgin Mary Mother. You follow? Yes. Huh, sir?
Virgin Mary.
Oh, naturally. Divine.
Divine.
Unless there is mother, there is no. You see? But that mother has to be without a father. You follow? That is fine. Divinity is there. That is how. And we are getting freedom from opinion is to get freedom from parental relationships of giving birth to one's own mind by one only. You see? That is parental relationship. But physically getting born and parental relationships are physical, of course. But at the core, you yourself are your conceiver. You see? Your sustainer. After getting born and living out. And your own destroyer, bringing end to your existence, believed existence, temporary. You see, that is how. at the core, at the core. But this is only upon realization of yourself, not otherwise. And that is possible only through grace of a self-realized, stabilized, enlightened, manifested state within a live body, which is divine, wherein body is instrument through which that inner grace is showered on you, and your ignorant aspects and covering gets removed totally, and your body aspects, which are stickiness part inside and gross outside, all these things, they remain for you to get free from them. You see, with your separated, realized vision, you see, that is opened out. And with that vision you live the life, just separately as kernel and the shell. Though that stickiness part is there. You follow? And the stickiness parts, your only Purusharth with the realized vision is of Sambhanikal, that's all. Do you follow? Sure? You, Vinod? Huh? Sambhanikal is great thing. And for you later, today I will give you.
One question.
This is a background for you. So
Is this, the question is like, in different situations, so far what my understanding of the Agyas, for example, the first Agya when you're talking is that all these Agyas have to be applied in every situation, starting from the gross down to the final level. And the first Agya, what it tells me is to see the relative aspect, accept the relative aspect that any situation comes. Yesterday I was asking you this question.
For one and within all.
For one?
For one and everywhere.
Yeah. So accept that as...
Basically for one, as we know.
Yeah. But then accept that it is there in the relative. Do not deny that existence.
Yeah.
And then also at the same time, then next step is that it is in
Real.
relative, but I am the absolute, and I am
Real.
It is not in me. It is in Vinod.
Exactly.
And then the third step is to realize that that situation came from Vyavasthit Shakti.
Not it came. It was what was there.
It was there, but by
And
Vyavasthit Shakti.
through the agency of the Vyavasthit Shakti as a power, it gets displayed out.
It is displaying, and then next step.
Via that power it gets displayed out, that's all. It's a via arrangement. It's not original arrangement.
Yeah.
You would understand?
Yes, I understand. And then the next step is that situation has to be disposed of with some bhav.
Sambhanika.
Now, there are two questions. My previous understanding of the fifth Agya was that it is the Satsang. But then,
That is true.
But then now with this understanding, my question is, it cannot be just this Satsang that we're talking
It can be anywhere.
It can.
At any given point of time.
How is that fifth Agya to be applied? Because it has to be applied to every situation then.
Then, in any situation, wherever they are relative, I real. Straight. And that is
So
satsang.
that means just the following of the five Agyas.
Exactly. It is satsang, of course.
Or the following of the four Agyas is the fifth Agya.
Or basically, even real, that is also satsang.
So
And if you go on wherever you go and see, relative, that is also satsang. Sure.
But
Wherever you go and see everything, within, without, everywhere, you say in all the happenings, oh, correct. That is also satsang. Wherever you meet with the bond accountability of the past now getting phased out, you see, oh, this is accountability to be settled. That is satsang. And constantly within to find time free of files to be satsang wise, that is also satsang. You may have that feeling within to have and attend the satsang, but the circumstances do not allow you, but that feeling itself is satsang. Do you follow now? So whichever you like, you take. And all five together, oh, that is absoluteness.
one more question.
Absoluteness. But absoluteness is basically on real side. But still this is there. You see?
See, one question that the thing is, when different situations arise, then the fourth agya, what is the sambhav? For that you need
Because of the stickiness part.
No, but the
Only stickiness part.
decision that what is the proper sambhav nikal of that. For example, a desire.
Proper sambhav is that where the balance that is subject to credit and debit gets squared up. Balance is zero. It is not like the balance drawn by the CPS, no. Here in America I don't know, maybe, but being computers and all thinking balance figure must maybe coming zero, no? In all the accounting, I don't know accountability of America. But in India I do know that even best of the best chartered accountants, because the material they are given is such that they try to strike the balance, account balance, and little difference remains there, either side. And whichever way the difference remains, they set right by putting on the other side, make it zero.
Asset and liability.
That is the application.
Assets and liability.
That's a liability, but difference is there. So you have to equalize. That is
My question, for example, supposing I feel an anger towards somebody, what is the sambhava nikal of that anger?
well, you should see that why should be angry? For what reason? Like, why? He has done wrong. He insulted me. Well, he has done wrong. He insulted me. If that is the case, for certain, as a perpetual fact, then all the time he should do like that. But in all the situations, is not like that. Right? Or not. Therefore, it is not that he has hurt me or insulted me. You see? But there is there are causes which appear strange to me, due to which this thing seems to have happened. You see? So in that state, best course and simplest and easiest course for you to get relieved from someone that no, after all, he or she is a good person. That's all. What did I say?
Basically, Shuddhatma.
No, after all. Repeat.
After all,
What is the meaning of that?
despite
Everything. Nothing excluded. Or no? Nothing excluded. So your bothering aspects will go away. You see, in spite of, in a hurting situation from anybody, insulting situation from anybody, when you have this sort of development within you, for you to feel tranquil, balanced, you see, that not to experience the effect of such situations. If you develop this, then definitely it can be easy for you. You follow?
the thing is, like, if I feel angry towards somebody, so that means basically I should see it in a balanced way and say that,
No, it is your stock only.
my stock, okay.
Mhm.
Now, on the other hand, for example, if I get a good, so-called good desire, supposing I get a desire for doing good to somebody,
Yes, yes.
that also, so how do I go ahead and fulfill that desire and do good to him?
No question of fulfilling. It is a sambhava nikal.
What is sambhav nikal in that situation?
Sambhava nikal means, oh Vinod, what you feel, go ahead. If you are the doer of doing good, you should be able to doing good all the time, perpetually. But that is not the case. You see, sometimes you say, is it so? Therefore, definitely it is something which is not of your own doing as the owner of that thing. You see, therefore it is yours. And now I realize that you are you and I am I.
But then this basically, this creates a thing that's, I'm saying that doing something is good. I say that, well, I want to do good to that person. So then I say, well, this desire is good, let me go ahead and do the good, because it is something that I have to, the desire has come in my mind, I need to do it. On the other hand, if a desire comes to do bad to somebody, then I say, well, this is a desire that I need to suppress, it is not right, what is the difference, and how do we decide that which desire is good, which is bad?
It is
It is just my
it is the quality of the opinion that is there, and therefore you are free now from the opinion. And yes, it is Vinod. That's all, simple thing. Vinod, both ways it is yours. You see, but we are with you. Come on, go ahead. Settle the account. Right or not? That means you be in such a way that negativity does not get multiplied. You see? But gets squared up, removed by the opposite. And positivity does not get fattened, but gets squared up by spending out. Positive means credit. Credit always needs spending out. Negative is debit. Debit always needs to be credited.
Can you explain this by some examples of situations?
If you don't like certain situation, it's a disliking situation. So for that situation as a disliking situation to you, how would you like it? You won't feel happy, would you? It will be very disturbing inside. So you don't like that disturbance at all. You like to feel without any disturbance, even in such a situation. In that case, that situation that is faced by you is not from nowhere. It is your own past projection that is resulting now. You see? By way of generating effects, and those effects are on you, and you want to be free from the effects. Do you follow? And therefore, just simple way that you accept it as it is. That is how third Agnya is given. Agnya is given there. And by such acceptance, your intellect that has interplay in between like this, for this, in this way, reasoning with this way, that intellect aspect will not be interfering. Do you follow? And that and opposite of that, balanced sort of intellectual molecular structure will develop inside you, and that will be a balancing factor. It's a science. It's inner science. It is inner science. The science that is operative in its absolute science, practically, with all the relatives and relative relations, you see, with you as real. Right? Do you understand? And in between, you as scientist, do you understand? And as a scientist conducting the scientific experiment, resulting in yourself as a state, that is absolute. It's very rare. In physical and material sciences, scientist conducting the experiment has to conduct the experiment as a separate experiment other than from him. He cannot be one with the experiment, otherwise his situation will be very bad. So even conducting the experiment in nuclear reactors or anywhere, being a scientist and with the knowledge of the hazards, nuclear hazards, intellectually develops interim instruments of atomic operative parts, atomic hands and atomic what and this, right? It's so. That's what it is. But here only. You directly couldn't go there. What human fertile brains are these? Fertile brains. This
Type of brains.
fertile. Fertility. Brains these scientists are. What do you think?
Smart? Or I don't know.
Scientists.
Yes.
Are they fertile brains? Brains.
Tell me.
Brains are fertile anyway?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
How?
You're telling me, right?
તૈયાર કરીશ હે યોર નાઇસ ગુડ good development your one. Amongst you to have your development of your kind is rare, let me tell you. You should be quite proud.
Pride's a bad thing, isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't pride a bad thing?
Not that way, not that way. Pride is different. But to have right thing, then to feel good, that way I mean. Not the pride in the sense that is negativity or disturbing type, no. You see? But nobody feels that pride is disturbing at all. Everybody desires pride to have respect and acceptability. Respect. You are lucky. You are lucky or she is lucky? Both are lucky.
Part said that it needs to be spent.
Positive? No, because you see, what is positive?
For a credit, if you have a
This is for you to be on to heaven which is free of credit and debit. So crediting it, that will be of having something in the pocket and spend out like that. You see, punya. The definition for it, what was acquired, what it may be credit, what it is. Because to digest credit is not that easy. You see, not easy. What do they?
પર યાદ આવતા હોય તો એ ફાઇલ નંબર 1 માટેનો દ્વેષ છે કે પ્રતિક્રમણ માટે પસ્તાવો છે? ફરીથી કરું તમે પ્રશ્ન
સમજી ગયા?
કે શુભ કે અશુભ બંને આમ તો
બધું રિલેટિવ છે, એક શબ્દ બધું
ત્યારે ખબર જ્યારે થયા ત્યારે ખબર નહોતી
ના, પણ એ તો ક્યાંથી ખબર હોય? તે વખતે તું હતો એ જુદો, આજે તું એ જે જુદું છે, બે વસ્તુ જુદી છે આખી. કરતી વખતે જે હું હતો, આજે અહીંયા ડિસ્ચાર્જ થયેલો હું એમાં નથી. એ કરતો હતો તે હું આજે ડિસ્ચાર્જ થઈ રહ્યો છે. એટલે હું તો તે જ ડિસ્ચાર્જ થઈ રહ્યો છું, પણ કરતી વખતે જુદો હતો અને આજે તું છું, અને આજે હું સ્વરૂપે તું માનું છું એ જુદો પાછું. એ બધું જુદું પડી ગયું છે ને હવે તો. સમજો તને જ્ઞાન ના હોય ને હું જ ધીમન છું એવું હોય તો વખતે એ હું ધીમન છું વાળો હું અને તું કરતો તો તે વખતે હું, એ બે તો જુદા કે નહીં? એટલે જ્ઞાન ન હોય છતાં પણ આજે તું આજે હું ધીમન છું એ રીતે એ કરતો હતો તે વખતનો હું ડિસ્ચાર્જ થઈ રહ્યો છે. એમાં તને ગમતા ના ગમતામાં પછી ના ગમતું ના હોય એટલે ગમતું કરવા જાય કે એમાં ઓછું કરવા જાય તેવો હું ધીમન કરીને કરું છું, એ જુદો છે. એટલે આજના જ્ઞાનથી તને આજના સંજોગોને આધારે તું કરવા જવું છું. ડુ યુ ફોલો? આ બધું કોમ્પ્લેક્સ બધું આ ધીસ ટુ, હાઉ ઇઝ ઇટ પોસિબલ? યુ સી, જો ઇફ યુ આર સેમ હું તેની તારા ચાન્સ છે ને તારા હાથમાં છે તો તું કરી શકું, પણ એ તો રહ્યો નહીં. આ તો બધા ઋષિ મુનિઓ યોગીઓને તપસ્વી આ મોટી સમસ્યા છે. પેલા હિમાલયના ગિરનારને કંઈક ને હજુ સોલ્વ નથી થયું કોઈને. તું સમજાય તને?
સમજાય છે
બધું
ખાલી જોયા જ કરવાનું ને
બીજું શું? તારે તારો સ્વભાવ શું?
જોવા ખજાણવાનો
પછી તારો શું સ્વભાવ છે?
આપણે પહેલાનું એટલે પછી તો
તારો સ્વભાવ હું કામ છોડું તું?
there is no reason. પ્રતિક્રમણ કરવાનું છોડી દેવું બીજું
there is no reason કે
તો એટલે પ્રતિક્રમણ ક્યાં સુધી કરવું જોઈએ?
પ્રતિક્રમણ તો ભૂલ દેખાય તો જ. ભૂલ એટલે શું કે આઉટ ઓફ ફ્લો. એકચ્યુઅલી વેન વન ગેટ્સ બોર્ન અને પ્રકૃતિ ક્રમણ એટલે ફ્લો. એ રિવર કમિંગ ફ્રોમ ધ માઉન્ટેન ઓરિજિનેટિંગ એન્ડ ફ્લોઝ ફોલ્સ ડાઉન in the plains and going there. So river flow is normal. સમજાયું? But there is an obstruction, and wherever there is obstruction, because of the flow being normal, to result in its own nature. For the water, basic trait, inbuilt trait, for the water to seek its own level, and yet So your past attitudes and feelings that were there of doership now getting discharged out through the inner mechanism as well as outer gross activities. You follow? But basically inner, because this is inner science. And for those who do not know that this is inner science, for them this science has to be reachable by outer activities. Do you follow? And that is given to present day these renouncers, all sorts. Do you follow? Present day renouncers. Because they, though they know that they have to reach very soul center, soul, but in the absence of the knowledge about it and its path, how to follow, path is not known, nothing is there because, without realization. Therefore, they try to get to this through outer activities. You follow? But it is inner. So for you it is inner. In these times, with all this, with your profession, service, house, relations and everything, and yet you are free in all situations. Do you follow? લગ્ન કર્યા છે ને?
હા.
જ્ઞાન લીધું છે?
ના, આપણા દર્શન માટે આવે છે.
કેમ આવું કર્યું?
અને જ્ઞાન ગોઠવ્યું હતું દાદાજી સ્પેશિયલ એની સાસુનું સાડીનું રાત્રે.
સાસુ સારી તો ખરા, પણ પછી પહેલો
એનું અમદાવાદ લઈને આવ્યા ખરું?
અમદાવાદથી બરોડામાં લેવા આવેલો સાહેબ.
એને લીધું છે
પણ એને રહી ગયા લોકો બધા.
હા, એ પછી
ક્યાં છે બધા?
અમદાવાદમાં
છે. હા ભાઈ, યાદ કરજો એમને, દીપાબેન કહી રાખજો ને તમે ખ્યાલ રાખજો. બધું કરવું પડે ને. ચાલો, યુ ફોલો ઇનસાઇડ, ઇનર લેવલ. એટલે આપણો સ્વભાવ એક જ છે કે નોઈંગ, સીઈંગ અને બધી આ એપ્ટિટ્યુડ્સ, ફિલિંગ્સ ને બધા જે પાસ્ટ છે, જે ડિસ્ચાર્જિંગ છે, તે બધા રિલેટિવ, રિયલ શુદ્ધ આત્મા. સો વોટ એવર રિલેટિવ એટીટ્યુડ્સ એન્ડ ફિલિંગ્સ that had an outward flow with the basic intent to meet the ocean, but ocean is within, but not knowing one's own state of being as perpetual ocean-like state is out-faced and wandering type, tries to flow out to meet the ocean that is within, which never happens. It creates lot of flooding like Mississippi and creates disturbances unnecessarily in life. Is it so? Funny. It does. Mississippi, you know, ne? બહુ ડિસ્ટર્બ કરે છે, બધું પાવરફુલ રિવર છે. એવું છે બધું. ઋષિ મુનિએ નહીં થાય આ તો બધા એને. એટલે હવે આપણે ઇનર થયું, એટલે આપણી એટીટ્યુડ ફિલિંગ્સ છે ને તે હવે સેન્ટર રિયલાઇઝ થઈ અને સેન્ટર ઓરિએન્ટેડ થઈ અને અવર સેન્ટર કોન્શિયસ, એટલે અવર સેલ્ફ કોન્શિયસથી એ આખી આ ફ્લો બધી આ બાજુ થાય છે. એટલે રિલેટિવ, રિયલ, રિયલ. એટલે we are not on that side with any sort opinion sort wise, any sort, though they are phasing out as past opinions are getting phased out through various states like this, body activities. સમજાય છે ને? એટલે આપણે હવે ઓપિનિયનમાં ના રહ્યા. હું શુદ્ધાત્મા છું, એક જ છે. એટલે ઓશનનો ઓપિનિયન. એટલે automatically everything they go on getting merging here gradually, and their absoluteness opens out. સમજ્યું? It is center circle relationship from all side, and as they go merging out, you go on developing your on the relative side as those relatives that get freedom, total freedom to be in their own nature, on their own. You see, they go on getting advancing, and center is center all the time. So your opening out happens on the relative, getting merging into center. That is the progress on relative, and at 360 degrees, full absolute. Yes. Dada says in these times it could go up to 356 only. But Dada Bhagwan as experience, absolute experience, is 360 experience. And that is how you can get the seedling of that totality. Absolute. Otherwise that seedling cannot be implanted. Never, impossible, sir. It's such wonderful. Nobody can believe it. You see? સમજાયું તને નહીં તો બને નહીં ને એટલે you can in these times and we cannot think in this like this. We have to be center, what realize that everything it will happen like that. But now having center after realization whole it come up to so much here, very close to that, and after Agnya it goes merge in that. That is your experience. You wanted, no? Dada, yes, that is. Understand? But we need not be there. Center is center all the time. It happens. No warrants here, just સ્વભાવ. સ્વભાવ નહીં છોડવાનો. શું કહ્યું? આપણે રિલેટિવ કહીએ જે તો બહાર કહીએ છીએ ને બધા જોડે બહુ ભાંજગળ પડે ને તો કે પછી એને પહેલાં છોડ ને સ્વભાવ. આપણે કહેલા આટલું બધું તકલીફ થાય તો નથી છોડતો, છોડ હવે તો સ્વભાવ મૂકતારો. તો હું નથી મૂકવાનો, તો કે જા હું મારો સ્વભાવ નહીં મૂકું. એટલે આપણે રિલેટિવમાં આવી તો વાત કરવાની. In with respect to offer all, આપણે શું કહેવાય તારું નામ ધીમન એમાં કરવાનું કોન્ટેક્સમાં, અંદર મનની જોડે કરવાનું, આની જોડે કરવાનું. જા હું નહીં છોડું એવું ના કહેવાય પુષ્પાબેન? તો શું થાય બહારની જોડે ભાજક બાથડતા હતા એના કરતાં અહીંયા બાથડો એની જોડે કરીએ નહીં? That is how મનોજ ને અશોક that is how Lord Mahavir said that to fight best situation and material to fight with is your own self. There can never ever be any material other than you in this world to fight with. Best material is your own. So get into combat with you yourself. Victory lies there. But everybody is going to outside with everybody fighting this, that. There is a great depth in there, નહીં? યુદ્ધ કરવાની ભૂમિકા જ આ એકલી છે, બીજી કશી નથી. હવે આપણે યુદ્ધ ના રહ્યું, પણ આપણે પુરુષાર્થ રહ્યો અને પરાક્રમ રહ્યું. શું પરાક્રમ કે જે જીતવા નીકળેલા એમને જીતાડતા જવાના. શું કહ્યું? અને એને જીતાડીએ એના જેવું એક પરાક્રમ નથી, કોઈને જીતાડીએ એવું. તને સમજાય? બોલો ગ્રેટ. હા ગુડ, સારું છે. There is no victory other than that wherein you make anybody who is out to win, to make him win by you as loser. That is the greatest victory. Do you think so? You understand?
Somebody else win a competition?
Right, competition. Great. Yes. In that, then only you can be out of competition of all sorts.
It depends on who's judging.
Exactly. Right. બહુ સારું ડેવલપમેન્ટ છે, ઘણું સારું છે, સારું, વેરી ગુડ. ચાલો બસ હવે રાખો, આપણે બધી વાતો કરીએ. ચાલો હણાવો, બધા વાત કરો. Come on, and you also start talking. You, અશોક, પૂછો જે હોય નહીં પડી. બધા આ તો બધા ઠરીને બેસી ગયા છે, બધા પાસે લઈને એટલા બધા જોડે વાતો કરી છે ખૂબ. તમારું નામ શું? હે દોલતભાઈ? ક્યાંથી આવ્યા? જેક્સનથી આવ્યા એમની સાથે, નટુભાઈ સાથે. હે અનિલભાઈ? હા, ખ્યાલ આવી ગયો. બોલો, વાતો કરો જે. ઠાકોરભાઈ બસ આનંદ છે પક્કો? કઈ ગયા પેલા આપણા સાહેબ? વસંતભાઈ જોડે ગયા? પદ બોલો એક ફર્સ્ટ ક્લાસ. ધમધમાવો. દુખણા ઉપકારી થાવ ધીમેને સંભળાવો અને વિનોદને. યુ લિસન ધીસ વર્ડિંગ્સ કેરફુલી. તું પણ અશોક. હા, જય સચિદાન. હા, જય સચિદાન.
કર્મ દુઃખ બંધન આવ્યા જ્યાં ભગવાન ના દ્રગમાય આવ્યા જ્યાં ભગવાન નિકરત ક્યાંથી કરુણાધાર વિરુદ્ધ તારણ હાર
સારું ડર નથી અશોક.
ઉપકારી થાય સંસારી કાદવમાં કમર ખરડાય
આપજો મને, આપજો આપજો
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
આટલું આ સત્સંગ કરીએ ને તો તને બધો ખ્યાલ આવી જશે. આ પદ પર કરીશું, લાવ બહુ ખ્યાલ આવી જશે બધાને. શું બહુ આમાં બધો એટલો ગુડ સત્સંગ રહેલો છે કે બધું આપણને અત્યારે તો નહીં જોઈએ બહુ. અચ્છા, લાવો થોડી પી લઈશું. મૂકી રાખો.
આજે મોરિયો કર્યું છે.
આથી લાઇટ છે, લાઇટ જ લેવું છે. તો દુખડા ઉપકારી થાય. આ પદ દુખડા ઉપર છે. શું દુખડા ઉપર બધા ઘણા પદો નીકળ્યા હશે, બધા કવિઓ બધા ઘણાએ ગાયા હશે, પરંતુ આ છે કોઈ દિવસ મળે નહીં તમને. બહુ એ છે એકચ્યુઅલી. આ તો એક નોબેલ પ્રાઇઝના માટેનું રાખવું પડે એવું છે આ પદ. જો સેટ કરવા યુનિવર્સલી મૂકવા જેવું છે કે આના માટે એવું નથી લાગતું છે. પુરુષ એનો અર્થ આપણે સત્સંગ કરીએ. અર્થ દુખડા ઉપકારી થાય સંસારી કાદવમાં કમળ ખરદાય. એટલે સંસારી એટલે આપણે ભગવાનની હાજરીમાં, ભગવાન અંદર જ છે, બહાર ક્યાંય નથી. ભગવાન અંદર જ બહાર ક્યાંય નથી. અને દાદા ભગવાને એક યુનિવર્સલ પ્રેયરના ફોર્મમાં આપણને કેટલું સુંદર આપ્યું. તમને ખબર હશે કે એ શુદ્ધ હે અંતર્યામી પરમાત્મા આપ દરેક જીવમાં બિરાજેલા છે એવું પ્રાર્થના ખબર છે તમને? એની જાણે છે? હે that prayer, one universal prayer is there, that oh you omniscient, omniscient, you are present in everybody. Likewise you are present with me too. Like there is one prayer, English prayer, oh omniscient, omniscient, supreme, hey antaryami paramatma, means supreme state. You are residing in everybody. Just as you are within me, so as you are within me also. Your state is my state. You see, my state is pure soul. The raw pure soul within me, I name bearer, bow to you. It is English here is there. Oh pure soul you reside in every living being just as you reside within me. Your divine self is my true self-identity. My self-identity is pure soul. O pure soul, I offer my humble salutations to you with the ardent desire of attaining oneness with you. That is how it is. And then the wonderful prayer is given. In any belief, anybody can do this. And the second part is that confessions and asking forgiveness, etc. And getting. And the third is, O pure soul, please have compassion on me so that my separation with you disintegrates and I may continuously experience oneness with you. That is all. Universal prayer. So, Dukhla Upkarita Sansari. Sansari means, even though pure soul state, that is God state, is, but in the out of ignorance, the pure soul does not get just as a lotus in pond. It remains lotus, but it has to be in that mud also, along with the water and all that. And that muddy part is this way of living, in ignorant state of living. You follow? Migratory state. So sansari kadavma kamar khaldai. That means that pure soul within, also being in the body container, has to be together, so long as that body by itself gets released and free. You see? So that state happens within, not body part. It is a taste, it is experience. You follow? And that state of experience opens out within. And so long as it has not opened out, it is in the form of mixture of the two, body and soul. Remember? Mixture of the two. And it's a state which keeps body and soul as believed to be together and one. That I actually is on the soul as I, as existence in the perpetual state. But in the ignorant state, I as name bearer, body, that I, very in the presence of the soul, out of ignorance, is attributed on the body. So body as of ownership, name as of ownership is attributed I. You going for? That is ignorant state. And soul is there all the time. Soul is soul. Nothing happens to the soul. But it happens everything on this side, belief side. Only on belief side. Do you follow? Yes. So due to belief side, this migratory state of the body is there. And so long as that migratory state is there, soul within is all the time together. But soul never becomes non-soul, nor non-soul body, material aspect can ever become soul. Both are separate, but that central portion goes on getting migrated, subject to birth and death cycle. You follow? Yes. So when that wrong belief state gets removed through the grace of a Gnani who has realized and stabilized on the soul in the very presence of the body and all body manifestations within and without. You see, through his grace and out of your such positivity that is in stock within you, that is instrumental, and that experience state within is the grace part, that grace, supreme Godhood state grace, comes out through the medium of the body in the experiment that gets conducted through the body. You see? But for you, great. For me, it is instrument, because I am not doer of any activity. I am not giving you any knowledge. You see? Therefore, it realizes, you yourself get as realized pure soul. And you feel that you have not taken anything from me, because I am non-giver. Non-giver. And therefore, you feel that, and then that self-realization comes, otherwise not. So, it is not the function of give and take, but it is the function of grace. So, out of grace and out of your positivity part that is in stock with you, you see, because of that you realize. Upon realization, that wrong belief state gets removed and your right belief gets set, firmly set on you as your believed on pure soul, that I am pure soul, distinctly separate from this mind, speech, body, physic assembly. You follow? With my pure soul quality as this, distinctly separate from the mind, speech, body assembly as this. Mind, speech, body is this with all its these things, and I as pure soul is this with all my qualities. You follow? This is how it gets separated out, and after that it happens. But till then, this is the situation. Dukhna upkari thai. But for whom? Who will take miseries as greatest teachers? Who will take them? No one. Only those who are lucky. The rest cannot take them. On the contrary, they will get one with the misery and they will multiply it. And they get more and more in that. Do you follow? But to take miseries at greatest teachers. See? So it is for such evolved state. This relates to the Gnani, an emancipated state, and how that emancipated state has passed through all these things, and at the end that emancipated state has opened out and is before you, with you, talking, speaking, answering, you see, and solving all the puzzles that we can have. You see, it is before you, and it's constant flow of karuna. Karuna, English word is not there, but nearest word that you can call is compassion.
Love is the right word, sir.
Yes, pure love.
Pure love is the right word.
You're right, exactly. Pure love. Pure love.
Not the one who is opposite of hate.
No, nothing. Totally. And it is within Suma Kamar Khaulai. Dukhlane dozak lalila. Oh, he has passed through so many stages and miseries of which world does not know. Dukhlane dozak means hell. But such an emancipated state that has gone down and up and here, and in all the stages experienced and realized that the miseries, though we consider them as our opposites, are not so, but they are our great teachers. It is of our own that we are facing them, that they teach us a great lesson. You see, to accept them as of your own mistakes. Accept them and be with them as a learner. Humility, what to say. Not a physical activity, this is inside state. So, Dukhlane dosak mai lagu, dosak means hell. Ladi ladi means misery ko, who will do like that? A king or a prince, when they comes out of power, everybody said, hey, like that. Because he has power. We are afraid of the power. So here, to misery you do like that, right? So that is the state of a emancipated. Dukha. Now what happened during the process of opening out? Dukh agnan maru pudgal tatvanu. What was my misery was ignorance about my own miseries. That is relative. And that has not sprung or that are face to face to me out of nothing. They are because of me only, because of my ignorant state of the structure of the miseries. Pudgal Tattva. And a chen na ave kai, he was never happy anyway, just wrangling here, there, like that. Day, one would wander here and there, and during the night, he would like to sleep, but he cannot get sleep. Such is the state. And inside, attitude wise, constantly going up and down, and getting dashed. just springing up and getting dashed, springing up ઉછળીને પછડાય. You see, દુઃખ અજ્ઞાન મારું પૂદગલ તત્વનું. અહીંયા પૂદગલ તત્વ બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ છે. પૂદગલ તત્વ મીન્સ મેટર, live matter, and the live matter, ignorance of which results in such wandering, though for happiness naturally. So about this live matter is the basic ignorance. What is that live matter? What is the knowledge and knowledgeability of the matter as live matter? What? How do you understand a live matter as live matter? It must have some trait. Sweetness as sweet taste, therefore we understand is sweet. Bitter as bitter, so we understand bitter. But what is live matter? It is so many different ways. No, it is of one nature only. In such myriads of various manifestations, yet it has one nature only, basic one nature. And here lies the whole mystery. Basically one nature only. What nature? That matter that gets emptied out. What was filled in? So filling, getting emptied out, at the time when emptying out state we are experiencing the effects of the matter. That is matter, that's all. And that is the same all around everywhere. Manifestations may be different in each individual, innumerous, and out of ignorance infinite also. But after ignorance is removed, then it will be innumerous and getting to close on to absoluteness. You see? So matter is only one attribute, that it is nothing but a passing out phase, emptying out phase. And emptying out cannot be unless it was pre-filled. You see? So what was filled is just getting emptied out. In the other sense, discharged out. That was discharged in the charged in the past. So past charges getting discharged out is the basic trait of the matter as that discharging out. You see, in a charge point nobody can ever know that. But only absolutes and the Gnani who has the full, in whose full knowledge all the material manifestations are, mysteries are open. You see, he can see that charge, nobody else. It is so subtle, and that happens in the within, nobody can see, and therefore he can remove and stop the charge button. And only then emptying out remains, that's all. Charge is stopped, causation is stopped, and effects are emptying out. Do you follow? Cause and effect. So causation is stopped, that only Gnani can do, and effects gets emptied out. You follow now? So this is all effects, and in that effect we are Sambhava Nikala only, because we have no opening anyway. Do you understand? Therefore it is Sambhava Nikala. It is not activity. वो तो एक तप finance है. Finance would we to opine in them?
It is
All one difficult.
No, it's
Difficult finance. To have legs on the top and have a tapasya like that, and is that it?
sit with fire all around, flames sleep on the
These are the
knees,
difficult
side
things.
down.
To stay with wife is the greatest penance. In a level state, huh? For the,
It was the other way around.
yeah, of course. You are very wise to understand that way. It's true. Development સૂચવે છે ને. એટલે પૂદગલ તત્વનું દુઃખ અજ્ઞાન મારું પૂદગલ તત્વનું all around this is the that this relative that is out in the lives relation the basic nature of matter at peace. માયાના આવરણમાં ही what is my ownership of all the Though soul is formless, yet be grabbed. What is to be seen out of ignorance? Because of the issue English
burning senses,
burning,
seething senses.
feeling based sensations, seething sense of the relativism. Relativism, temporary, perishable. Relativism. What this is the result is seething the time, and nobody should realize it that I am seething. Weakness should not be exhibited, otherwise I will take advantage. Right? Outside appearance, wonderful drama, is it so? Tightrope walk.
A little bit more about that. Yes, inside, but you shouldn't.
No display that, right? You see? But when too much display, then one has to go to doctor also. If they unless we have in the search of realized soul that is perfect in the pure soul, Anubhav Nandan, experience, though within like divine. Chalo hello. Chaba piyo. Hello. Other name. It's a great practice for the India life. Pronounce proper like this. Believe after death. Such being souls, migratory souls, automatically take birth there. Understand? It is not the physical birth and physical circumstances, but this inner development makes one like that.
So only the people that believe in life after death are born there?
Yes, gradually.
So what happened to me?
What is it?
Max Muller, a German scholar who have depicted the Vedas in Sanskrit, was telling that my name is Mox Muller and I would like to take birth in India.
India. George Bernard Shaw.
Alien Sanskrit. Alien.
I think what she was asking was that she believes in rebirth. Why was she born in America and not in India?
No matter. It's a different thing. With that belief, you see, migration can be any way, but your inner state is different. Migration is on account of karmic effects, but your inner state is your inner state. Do you understand?
Yes.
It is independent for everybody. It is not that because you are born to parents, therefore you are linked with parents in everything. That's true. Physically, yes. Living life-wise, yes. But your inner state-wise, everybody is independent. Your mom is independent, your dad is independent, everybody. Everybody. That is how. And that is why basically you can get freedom. Otherwise you can never get freedom. Never get. If your relation bond is in such a way as to be of permanent nature, then where is the question of freedom at all? Do you understand?
Yes.
So, but this is basically for everybody, not you. Understand? But that stage has to come. That belief has to develop to that extent. Belief. And let me tell you that life is nothing but just belief. It may be religious pursuit wise or social living wise. Anyway, any faculty of life, anywhere. Basically, everybody lives just on the basis of belief. And as is the belief, so is the state. Do you understand?
Yes. Okay.
If the belief is that I am John, that means John, this body known as John, named as John, now has become himself as John and living as John, though it was named, it was acquired thing and now owned. What is borrowed, how can it be owned? It is a liability. You follow? But yet nobody knows this. And therefore, liability is understood as asset, and everybody goes on living out. How long it will last? And karmas and inside accountability, you are faced with them, and they demand their due, and that at that time you say, oh, how you have come, but I don't have anything, how can you pay? Because you don't know that you are to pay the liability. Like, I own, how can I pay? You see? So you own liabilities. Liabilities can be either of credit nature or debit nature. Both are liabilities because they are subject to duality. And whatever is subject to duality is liability. Or no?
I don't understand.
Huh?
I don't understand.
Oh, Vinod. So, whatever is subject to duality is liability. Then it can be either credit or debit.
Because it's in the relative?
Of course. That is a very easy thing. That is best. But here to understand, so that you never get confused when you are faced with. You see? You are asking all the time, no? Liking and disliking and doing good to others and all that. You see? Understand? After all, it is liability because it is subject to two-side account. Account cannot, unless the account is one-sided, you cannot call it. Two-sided is only liability. One-sided account is not a liability. It's a perpetual state. Your own treasure, inexhaustible. You follow? The more you use, the more it opens out. That is how it is. And the compassion goes there. Pure love goes there. You see? Pure love goes there. And it results into oneness within and without, all around. Even with trees, insects, everywhere. Even flea that is biting you, you are not different from the flea. You are flea. That is experience. You won't experience the bite, the effect of the bite. But, oh, flea has bitten me. In that case, that bite may be small, but your experience will be very intense. But if you are separate, that bite may be severe, but your effect will be very small, let me tell you. Very small. This is experienceable. You understand? This is how it is. Chalo, can I have tea?
Yeah.
Of course, I take cold tea all the time. So I don't mind. ચાલો હવે તમે વાત કરો સાહેબ થોડી. ટુડે આજે અશોક જ્ઞાનમાં બેસીશું. ટુડે about maybe after 4. કયા વસંતભાઈ અહીં રાખ્યું છે? 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. It is in the hall at 5 o'clock. But you come at 4:30 or so early. About 8 o'clock we will be free. After all this. શું રમેશભાઈ? સચ્ચિદાનંદ.